what they call dad. Me, I'm the dad in a hat. You just like clubbing and clothes. Me, I like afternoon naps. 3, I be missed for the road. My oldest like counting racks. My middle one, she's in a dirt bike. My youngest is just like a mama. The mama loves me and I love her, so if she wants something, it's never about.
Ready? Go. Nice. What's up, guys? My name is Patrick. Today we are in an ND Miata, specifically an ND1 Miata. This is actually my coworker's. He's driving behind me in mine. We're just swapping cars for one lunch, going out to Chick-fil-A. So I'm actually seeing my car being driven behind me, which is very unique. I've never seen that before. So yeah, this is a car that I am highly considering getting, and I actually am really interested in the RF, so not the full convertible, kind of like the little fastback design. And I mean, just initially getting in, this thing is so easy to drive compared to mine. It's crazy. The clutch is so light and so simple. Not that mine isn't light, but it's a little finicky. This is just like, you don't have to think about driving this car that much. The steering's also really light. I like the steering wheel itself. It's very nice. Nice leather wrapped. And it's interesting being in a similar feeling cockpit, but just having all these nice materials and nice buttons, actual technology. Like that's nice. That's very cool. Suspension is pretty compliant. I wouldn't say that it's soft by any means, but it's kind of what I expect out of a Miata. I can see the average is 2930 mpg now. That's insane for this for a fun car. I mean, that's just awesome. That's so sick. Shifter feels really good. This car does have a couple of modifications. It has a Stage 1 tune by Fab 9. Go ahead and put the windows up. As a Stage 1 tune by Fab 9, it's got some grippy tires. So it's a pretty modest car, you know, it's not on E85 or anything like that. It's still on pump, just a tune, some nice tires, and that's about it. Rev matching's pretty easy. It's so funny hearing my car behind me as well. It's just like something just sneezing in the background, just slightly. One thing that's kind of interesting is like the cockpit itself, it is a similar size, but my arms have so much more room to actually move. I think it's much better designed for actual normal sized people. It's so quiet. It's such a quiet car, but man, it's fun. It's a fun little car, dude. The steering is so good because it feels direct, but it's just it feels so much safer. Again, I'm averaging about 30 miles per gallon right now. That is so insane to me. I think the highlight of this car to me is actually just the steering. It's such a nice wheel to hold. It's a very peaceful experience. And like, I'm not gonna lie, so this has a Stage 1 tune on it right now, and it's still pretty damn slow. I know that a lot of people are like, wow, these NDs, they made such an improvement. Maybe the ND2 is a little bit different, but I still think they are still too slow. Now, one thing that is kind of important to keep in mind is that if I do get an ND1, I'm most likely going to do full bolt-ons and E85. And with that, most cars get around 180 wheel horsepower with those modifications. So I have a feeling maybe this is making around like 155, I would guess. And yeah, that's a big difference for sure. So that's something that I have to keep in mind. Yeah, it feels slow right now, but I just have to imagine this plus like a tiny bit extra, basically. Oh, rev matching is so satisfying. Oh, man, these pedals are so nicely spaced. That's great. And actually, I do like this shifter. I didn't like it at first, but the gearbox is pretty nice, pretty precise. Yeah, man, all these driver inputs are just so satisfying and pleasant to use. It's got so much torque too. Wow. Just at like 3,500. It actually puts me back into my seat a little bit. Granted, not that much. don't get me wrong, but man, when my NB was naturally aspirated, it had nothing in terms of torque. But yeah, this is nice, dude. Visibility is pretty good as well. Windshield is amazing. I love the sloped angles of the fenders. That's really nice. And I have to be honest, I really prefer this car to the BRZ. I've driven my brother's BRZ a good number of times, and everything about this car to me just feels better. And that's something that is entirely opinion based, but in my opinion, I much prefer this car. So I think, in all honesty, if I'm going to get an ND or a BRZ, it's gonna be an ND. How the fuck do I get to this Chick-fil-A? All right, let's see how this this top goes up. I think he said it was 13 seconds. That felt pretty quick to me. That was good. What do you think of the NB?
It's really fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Turbo sound good?
Oh yeah. It's been a long time since I've driven like a turbo car. You can actually hear the turbo.
Right. So I'm driving with the top up to kind of see what the road noise is like and the ride quality, because my goal for this next car is to be something a little bit more comfortable. So now I'm going to kind of test what the AC is like, because that is one thing that I dearly miss in my car, is having like solid AC, because with the Megasquirt ECU, it's a very slow ECU, and anytime the AC compressor kicks on, it kind of messes the car up. So to compensate, you have to raise the revs a lot when you're using AC, and it just turns into kind of a really crappy experience. But in this car, man, it is so nice in here. Wow. AC rips. I'm nice and cold. It doesn't feel like it bricks the car. You know, sometimes when you use AC, it power robs the car a lot. With this, it's awesome. Yeah, this is fantastic, man. It's a very, very, very nice car. I am really liking this, and I think I'm going to have to check what NB1 prices are like next year, because I might be getting one. I really, really like this car. Similar to the BRZ, you can hear a lot of driveline shock whenever you're shifting. Cheap car, it is what it is. I'm not, bummed out about that or anything. It's just something to kind of keep in mind. I'm actually, so I'm not in love with the way that the brake pedal feels. It feels a little mushy to me. Maybe like some stainless steel lines would help that out. still have some fun in this car. Yeah, it's still kind of slow, but honestly, it's not bad. So I'm actually driving an ND2 next week, so I'll be interested to see kind of how they compare. That's my car. Do a first gear. Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun.
Trying to be careful.
Oh, you're good. First and second's really easy. Yeah, those are the fun gears. I always love seeing my car being driven. It's just fun. And see, after all that, I put up the windows, I turn on the AC, and I'm in a comfortable car. And I think that is what I'm kind of looking for. I really, really like this car. Tell me what you guys think of it. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your opinions. C5 Corvette, BRZ, ND1, ND2 Miata. What do you think? Anyway, thank you for watching. And yeah, have a good one.